And yes, I am back. I am back here with you. Thank you all who have tuned into the previous launch sessions. I appreciate all of you. To the ones and lovely authors that went that were on our previous launches. Congratulations, you guys did an amazing job. This is why I have you on this project, because you are all phenomenal and powerful leaders and innovators and just ready for the takeover. And I absolutely love it. So today we are here, for those who don't know as of yet, we are doing a soft launch for Our Truth Is Not a Lie, which is an anthology project, an anthology audio project, where I have 18 amazing, compelling stories about the Black experience. And I felt that it was super important to create this project, a passion project, actually, because I'm very passionate about who we are as a people, and for us to all have a voice and to understand that we do matter. We more than matter. We are valuable. We are powerful. We have all that we need within ourselves, no matter what is said about us, no matter how we're treated, no matter how we're looked upon. We are powerful and we deserve the world. And it is up to us to understand that and go and get it. So I was super excited to get this vision and bring it into fruition and have amazing women and men to come and share their stories and share their experiences, because a lot of times it goes unheard, it goes unnoticed, and sometimes feel as though you're invisible. And it can be disappointing and it can be discouraging. So if I could provide a platform and opportunity for others to share their stories and to know that they are empowered, that they are beautiful, that their voice more than matters, their vision more than matters, and that they can be anything in this world, and then impact others to do the same and to know the same, then it was 100% worth having this vision and bringing it into fruition. And for those who don't know me, my name is Chanel Spencer. I am the CEO of Maximum Evolution, and I help women to transform their lives through bringing their vision to fruition. Like this book, just saying. I do that because I'm very passionate about understanding that we all have gone through different things, and we all have things that we want to do, and we just don't have direction. We don't know how, we don't know where, we don't know who. So if I can help someone to bring their vision into alignment and then give actionable steps to make things happen, it makes me so happy and excited to see all of the first-time authors that are on this project. And now there are some authors that are on this project that are like, I want to do more. Now I want to have my own book. Now I want to do this. Now I want to start a business. And that is literally the purpose of Maximum Evolution, is for people to know that they can achieve their goals, and we will help you to get to where you want to be and help you to get to the next level. So I'm super excited about today. It's been an amazing day. As you see, I just don't stop, right? This is what, the 4th session. Listen, we got one more coming, so make sure you're ready and tuned in, okay? But if you don't know, we have Our Truth Is Not a Lie, and I have just a little trailer. I love optics. I love optics. So just a little quick trailer. Hold on one second. Here. Just a little something. Don't worry, I got more coming. I never stop. Just no, I never stop. But we got a little more coming later on. Just make sure you stay tuned and stay plugged in. So today I have 2 of our amazing authors that I'm super excited about. And their stories were super important for me to share, because a lot of the people that are on this project, I've met virtually, some I know personally, but ultimately I wanted to find the right people that I felt would bring true value and transparency and honesty to the forefront. And these 2 individuals are all of that. And so I'm super excited to have them here. And I don't do introductions. I just let them come and introduce themselves, because these people I'm only surrounded by game changers and greatness, honey. So say hello to the beautiful people.
Hello, beautiful people. How's everybody doing out there in the virtual land?
Exactly. And if you're tuning in, type in the chat where you're coming in from. I'm from the lovely New York. And where are you from?
Hey, everybody. My name is Yvonne Brown, and I am from the city of brotherly love, also known as Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Yes. Now tell me about yourself, Yvonne. It's your time to.
All right. Well, I am the founder and CEO of Mindful Teas Boutique, and also the Affirm and Pursue Academy. So shout out to my queens who are joining us today and watching this broadcast. I am truly honored to be here with Chanel. Thank you so much for the opportunity and for giving me this platform to share my story. The title of my contributing chapter was called Cold Blue No More. Code Blue no more. And what does that simply mean? It means that I am not going to be suffocated from using my voice. I am not going to be suffocated for making a place in certain instances in my life that I feel I can show up and add impact. And so I felt that it was necessary for me to show my voice and let people hear my story in Code Blue no more. So I hope that you'll check it out and that you'll enjoy it. And I hope that it encourages another woman out there to know who you are and whose you are.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Yes. Oh my gosh. So tell us how the audience can connect with you.
Yes. So I am on Facebook. You can just, if you go on Facebook, you can just find me on at Yvonne Brown online. And I'm also on IG, Instagram at Yvonne Brown Exhales.
Yeah. So this is Fraser Ramsey said helicopter suite. Listen, if you don't know by now, I like the extracurricular activity graphic. So I'm only going
that was fly.
Jenny said, "Hey, family, hey, Jenny is an amazing author. Oh my gosh, your story is so powerful. So thank you so much for tuning in and being here with us." And he said, "Code Blue no more."
Code Blue no more.
Yes. Honestly, when I read your title, I was like, "Is she talking about the police? Like, wait, what?"
No. And the title came after.
Right. So tell us a little bit more about what Code Blue means ultimately to you.
Well, to me, it meant that I felt like I had to really pause in my journey in life because I felt like as a Black woman, I was silenced in many ways. I didn't have, from relationships to my journey in college, also going into the workplace, I felt like that I wasn't good enough. And so I would be passive with a lot of things that I moved in, right? And I didn't feel as though I could speak up on certain things for fear of being ostracized, right? Or for fear of being labeled a certain way because of who I am. And even though I'm light-skinned, I'm still, right? Yeah. So for me, Code Blue no more just meant that I am not going to be silenced. I am not going to go through the suffocation or the anxiety, because I had anxiety in one of my last jobs. Like I was going through levels and levels of anxiety. And at one point I thought I was having a heart attack because I felt like I was being silenced. I felt like I was being pigeonholed. I felt like opportunities weren't being given to me. But I was working extra hard to be seen, but I wasn't seen. Yeah. Right. And so I made the conscious decision that, okay, I'm not going to be seen here. So I'm just going to go ahead and step out on faith. Right. And I'm going to do what I need to do. And I'm just going to go be seen somewhere else. And if that means that I have to go and find me another job where I can add value, or if that means that I'm going to have to create, you talk about it, my own lane, which is Affirm and Pursue, then that's what I'm going to do. So Code Blue no more means simply that, like, I am not going to be under somebody else's thumb. I'm not going to be labeled as passive aggressive because I have a point that comes across in a room more intentional than someone else. Yes. Right.
Yeah. Like, listen, we're going to go into that because you said some really, really powerful things in regards to just being in certain spaces and being overlooked and undervalued. And so you touched on a lot of things that we're definitely going to get into.
Yes.
Yvonne's going to be right back. Don't worry. She's not going anywhere. So who do we have next? Say hello to the beautiful people.
Hello, everyone. How are you? Hi, my name is Danielle. Hi, my name is Danielle Batiste, and I'm the owner of Diabetes Made Better. And my mission is to help other like-minded type 2 diabetics like myself to keep the mindset that we can control and maintain type 2 diabetes. I don't want you to keep thinking that just because you are diagnosed with diabetes, that's it. No, we can control and maintain. And if you have low days, get up, keep going. We can do it.
Oops. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your chapter.
My chapter is My Color Doesn't Define Me. That really gets to me because I had someone that was over me, supervisor, and I had another coworker. We worked together, and she basically was labeling me with my coworker who was white, and she tried to put me in that category that if I was like her, white like her, that I could do better.
Mm-hmm.
And no, you're not going to label me like that.
Mm-hmm.
I am who I am, and I do better as who I am.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to talk about because it was thrown in my face a lot, all the time. Everything was just, it was, my proficiency performances was down. If I didn't do like the other girl, I got just fully successful, and I did just as good as she did. So, but if you were like her, you would have got outstanding. I trained her. So why do I have to have fully successful when I trained her?
Right.
Oh, when you guys work together, y'all the bomb. Y'all together, y'all the bomb. It's just, but when you not with her, you with them. And I'm just like, no, I'm with me. And I'm the same person I was when I trained her, like when I trained them. So what makes me different? You can't change my skin color. And I'm not going to let you change my skin color to be like her. No. Jobs came up for leads. I couldn't get it because she was on the board. You're not good enough. How am I not good enough? I help you with your work. But I think what it was.
I mean, really quickly, I just feel like in regards to what you're talking about one, it's the comparison game, because then you start looking at it like, and that's why people start doing the plastic surgery and start doing all these different things to fit what they feel valued or feel what is accepted. And that's why it's so important for young girls and young boys to see people in a position of power. I understand that I can look like how I look and I can still be successful. I can still be who I want to be. You know what I mean? So it's hard enough when you're in a family and they do the comparison game. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, look at that cousin, why you not like this? But then when you now are in a corporate space where it should be professional.
And
anyway.
I stayed getting called in her office. And I was like, you know who you are. So that's why you try to pin me. Oh, you need to be white. No, you wearing somebody else's hair. You wearing somebody else's eyes. So why are you trying to make me white? No, I'm not going to be white.
At all.
Don't get me wrong. I love white people. I have white people. It was just that.
Before you even say that, let's be very, 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 very clear. Like this topics of conversation and everything that what this book stands for is not because we're anti anybody else
at all.
Like, let's be very clear. But you see how if you did not share your experience and what you dealt with, nobody would know that. And then it would seem as though, oh, they're just angry for no reason. They're just frustrated for no reason. No, like it's real life experiences. And our truth is not a lie.
And when you talk about those emotions, Chanel, like being angry for no reason, according to who though?
Right.
Like if I show up at work one day and I'm angry, trust and believe it's for a reason, right? It may not be your reason, but it's my reason. And I should feel free, right, to go through that process, right? And dispel all of that out of my system and let me just be. Just let me be.
Oh my God.
You understand?
Real quick. Let's get into these comments real quick. So Fraser said, amazing what you can do with let me get that. I'm a budget kind of girl. Like, oh, we don't know her.
Sir,
Oh my God, Miss Frazier.
I mean,
Miss Dee
absolutely.
was on this morning. It was amazing. So shout out to Miss Dee for joining us.
Yes.
Denny said, powerful. So many lives will change because of you ladies. Yes,
Thank you.
Yes, that is the purpose. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. And Denny said, hey, Danielle. Ew.
Hey, Denny.
And Chris Lee said, I see y'all. I see y'all. Yes. And then Fraser said, interesting. Has she heard of keto eating, which can reverse type 2? I'm assuming that diabetes comes in, because I'm like, type 2 what? Like, I get it.
Let's talk, Fraser.
And then Denny 100 all day. We keep it 100. We keep it a month a day. That's what you're gonna learn. When you dealing with me, I can't do the fake. I can't do the phony. I can't do the perfection. I do that all in corporate.
I know that's right.
Get me authentically as I am, and anybody that is surrounded by me will have the same thing. We don't have to. You don't gotta fake the funk with me. Just keep
And
it
that's why I like the title. I mean, I truth is not a lie. I mean, this woman is just like, I was like, every time I would see her, I was like, oh God, what now? What's she gonna say to me now? What now? Oh wait, what is it?
It's crazy that you say that, because I feel like I feel like so many people feel that way. In work environments, it doesn't even have to be corporate, just in work environments. You feel it's kind of like I said this, I'm good. It's like being in an abusive relationship with your job, right? Yes. Because and it's one, because you're financially tied to it. It's the literal like rope that's keeping you climbing and keeping you going. So you have to be holding on to it, because if not, you'll fall into some rock or into a river or whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. And that's why it's so hard, because you're not happy. You feel frustrated. You feel undervalued. You feel all of these negative emotions that can then turn into physical. It can turn into emotional, mental. Like you talked about about having anxiety and stuff like that. Yes. Like that's what it starts to turn into. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. When I was working in corporate, even up until last year, like even after I left, this is how bad it was instilled in me. On Sundays, I would automatically, by about 5, 6 o'clock, I would start feeling sick to myself. Like I would feel sick, like my head hurts, my stomach is nauseous, sweating, and I would be like, "What in the hell is that?" But it's because I was so anxious about the work week, like Monday. You see what I'm saying? That even after I left in September. It is now the end of October, and I'm like, why do I feel like this on a Sunday? Right. And it went to me because it was such an autonomic response for my body for stress that it now is like, even if I'm not even in the area, it's just autonomic. And it had you know what I'm saying? It took time. One, it showed me, oh Lord, how I was just surviving ultimately, and putting my own self-care and self-worth on the back burner. And that was a major part of why I was like, yes, I'm making 6 figures. Oh my gosh, I love the money coming into my bank account. Oh yes, Lord. And that was part of why I did. That's why I'm like, Lord, I'm in hell. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yes. But then it became the deciding factor of my health, my being versus money. And like money is great. Like don't get me wrong. I love to travel. I love nice things, a nice car, a nice house, a nice but ultimately, if you're not physically well or mentally well or emotionally well, it literally doesn't matter.
Yeah, you can't serve. You can't serve appropriately. Like I used to be in a situation where I would pray for the Friday to come, and then I would pray for the Monday not to start. Right? Because that's how real it is. Right? That's how real it got. And literally, I I felt like I was the slave out in the field. Okay, because you can't tell me that you don't see lowly old Yvonne, right, putting in the work, and I still have to justify my worth. I mean, come on. And at some point, Chanel and Danielle, like the money is not even it's not even a factor, right? Right. Because now I'm just like, oh, you really don't care, right? You really don't care, especially when I've had crucial conversations with you on multiple occasions about what I bring to the table. And my white counterpart, you then say you want me to go and talk to him and learn something from him. I'm sorry, what? No, let me show you my certifications. I don't need to go talk to nobody else about anything. I know what I'm doing.
Right.
So like when I say I would pray for the Friday and then pray for the Monday not to start, yeah.
I think me and Yvonne should have wrote that book together.
That's a good title. That's a really good title. I'm talking about Facebook Friday. Like that's so like I feel like there are so many people that deal with that. I mean, even even in being in working in corporate spaces, but even in entrepreneurship, you have a lot more of a freedom ultimately, but you have to be in the right circles. You have to have the right people around you that'll help you to up level you. Because if not, then you're it's not as bad as being in corporate, but it's like you still like we just had this conversation about trial and error. You're like learning by yourself. So they give the glamour of being an entrepreneur, which listen, I am all about building your own table. If you know that you want to go for it, do not let anybody or anything hold you back. But understand that it is a journey. Like, trust me. Like somebody told me when I left, like, oh, it's gonna be humbling. Something you're gonna be very humbled. And I'm like, girl, what? I make everything talk about. Like, you know what I'm saying? But no, like it is a transformation. So it's a wonderful journey, and if you keep the consistency and you keep pushing forward, because there are gonna things that are gonna come to you, whether you're in corporate, whether you're in entrepreneurship, like in the corporate space, I could tell you stories for days. Okay, stories for corporate. Where I literally was just like, forget it. I don't want to do this anymore. Like I don't want to. Bawling, crying on the floor from how stressed and frustrated I was, waiting for somebody to give me a seat. Don't even give me a seat. Just like, can I peek in the door to see what that look like? I just want to know what greatness looks like. Like, don't even give me the position. You see what I'm saying? Just let me look. You know what I'm saying? And then when I got to the table, I'm like, maybe it's not that great. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But it was for me. I felt like it was too late. Like it was almost like I felt like I was an afterthought. Right. So when I have a crucial conversation with you, know that it's too late. But I'm going to I'm going to give you that because maybe you can make some changes for the next person that you bring in. Like I'll do that nugget for you. You know, I'm all about coaching. I'm all about people doing better and giving you the benefit of the doubt. But it was not cool. It was not cool that I had to extend myself that way, knowing that I can bring just as much to this organization,
even more.
And when I would go and try to talk to the person, the conversation would get turned on me. Like they never did anything. The conversation would get turned back on me, and I was like, "Oh, this is just dead."
And then it makes you not. So this is where it comes to the point where
you don't even want to talk.
It makes you not want to talk. It makes you then become resentful, and then it makes you just feel as if you're not valuable enough to be like, wait, what? Why? So here's a perfect example. I could be going through hell and a half, and I feel we will like just deal with it and endure it because we feel as though it won't even matter even if we talk about it, right? Or if we talk about it, be like, well, maybe do this differently, or what did you do, or what did and it's like, what? But if somebody else came and said, oh, did this, oh my gosh, it would be FBI, CIA, every kind of information that needs to happen. And it goes back to the feeling of, okay, so.
Exactly.
Like,
because I remember a time she would call the other person in, heard what she had to say, and then call me right in. But see, she didn't realize we passed each other in the hall. So asked me the same question. She asked her. I gave her the answer. Well, that's not what she said. But she said it was done like this. Da, 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 da. I said, no, that's not how it's done. Well, I'm going to go with what she said. I said, well, okay.
So then why are we talking?
Right. So exactly. Why were we even talking?
That's what I'm saying.
You're right. Why were we even talking? And sure enough, what her other color was got her in trouble. Don't call me to get you out of it, because I try to tell you that's not how it was.
But that's what, like,
man.
So
but you want me to be
real quick.
with her like her. So okay.
I got in looking at all of you guys today, you guys are like validating everything that I felt in the past 10 years. Right? Maybe it's me. Then you're like, it ain't me. But anyway, I have a question. So when it comes to how you do your hair, what you wear, how you communicate, how you carry yourself, like I'm gonna give you a perfect example. I've never had, like, I wore cornrows straight back probably like a couple of months ago. I have not worn my hair like that since I probably was like 19, 20, if that. Because when you get into corporate spaces, it's like, I don't want to feel out of place. I don't want to be like,
you don't want the stares. You don't want the you don't want the water fountain conversation. Oh, that's so cute.
You see them cornrows?
Just get to the meat and potatoes. What you want to ask?
Or when you're walking into a room, you feel like there were often times that I would walk into rooms and I would just shrink into like a corner and want to hide because I was either made to feel uncomfortable, or I just felt uncomfortable because of the already self-talk, because of the experiences that we've had where we've been where you walk into a room and say hello and they act like you don't exist, or in conversation they find a way to make an inappropriate comment or make you feel uncomfortable, or just because of how we've been trained now, you automatically just feel insecure in being in certain rooms. Have you ever had that experience?
Yeah, for me, it was, it wasn't blatant, right? So I would say when I walk in a room, because I'm a project manager by day, so I'm always in meetings with execs or whatever have you. And so I get my hair done. If I have crochets in or whatever, they're going to look cute. They're going to look appropriate for the environment because I already know what you're going to be thinking or what you want to say. So there's already that feeling of, before I go in there, okay, Yvonne, just be prepared if somebody go left, because you're still dealing with people and you want to make sure you present yourself accordingly. So there's that level that I have to be mindful of. And not only what I say, how I say it. And when I say how, the tone, right? So I have been in places where it has been uncomfortable for me because I want to make sure that I'm not coming off with an attitude if you come and say something less.
Exactly.
Right? Because when you over there and you have your hair cut, or you have you tattered up, right? And it's not covered up, but you come in and you rolled up your sleeve and you tattered up and no one has said anything to you, but they're going to say something to me because of I'm showing, right? We're going to have a whole conversation and we still haven't gotten to the agenda at hand. Then I'm going to be sitting there looking at you and I'm going to respond to you appropriately and I'm going to be professional about it. But yeah, I have felt some type of way about that, Chanel. I have.
Right.
It's real. It does. At times it has made me felt uncomfortable, and to the point where I couldn't even let them see me sweat, though.
Yes.
I couldn't let them see me sweat, because you know what? Then that's a whole nother conversation that you're not even a part of, because they're up there on the 4th floor, executive floor, whatever, talking about it.
Exactly.
There are often times where, like, you would feel as though you have no margin for error. So like for me, I felt like I had to be 10 times better. I felt like I had to literally I had to have a resolution to a problem that didn't even exist yet. You see what I'm saying? I had to make sure all of my T's were crossed, all of my X's were crossed. I had to make sure I was borderline perfect. And if there was something wrong, if there was something wrong, I had to make sure that it was like I already knew why it happened. I already could tell you why it happened. I already told you what we put in place to make sure that happened. You see what I'm saying? And it becomes a battle of, yes, you need to lead, but then you have to be super mindful of how you communicate. You have to be super mindful of what you say. You have to be super mindful to make sure you don't offend anybody. You have to make sure, like, it's so many moving pieces, and it's like you're trying to break the perception that's already in somebody's mind about you while still trying to do your job.
Yeah.
Right.
Hold on 1 second. And sorry, I was reading his comment. And so you have to, it's a constant double battle, like literally, where you're trying to be who you need to be for the role, but at the same time, making sure that you're not clicking or switching, checking off, whatever, all of the boxes of perception that everybody puts on you because of whatever it is that they feel. You see what I'm saying? So often where I'm like, okay, like I need to address something, but I have to make sure I say it in the right way. I have to make sure I don't offend somebody. I have to make sure, and then it makes people feel as though, oh, I don't even matter what she says, because at the end of the day, I can just go to this person, I can do whatever, because she can't do this, she can't say that. So then it makes you feel as debilitated in being who you need to be to get your job done effectively. But then they look at you when you're not, when it's not happening, but it's like, okay, then you go crazy. Like, well, what do y'all want me to do? Like,
exactly.
It's too much energy. It's too much energy being spent.
Yes.
And that's why my chapter was Code Blue No More. I just felt like it was just too much energy, trying to be quiet, trying to have a certain level of expectation. You know, and I listen, I still work in my day job. My boss is not Black. He is a white man. There are certain things that he doesn't identify with, and he acknowledges that, especially with this unrest that's going on in this country right now. So he's only empathetic. He only has empathy for it. But he listens to me, right? He listens to me vent. He says, "How can I support you?" That can go a long ways. Like, I don't need you to be Black, right? To support me. And I don't need you to be Black to understand that I'm a human being and I have a voice. And I don't need you to be Black to understand that you're not going to walk all over me and label me as somebody that I'm not, or treat me any old way, right? I need you to be human, right? And I need you to have a certain level of compassion, right? And I don't think those are the things that I require. Especially when I'm going 120%, and I'm the only one who's spending nights here, 8, 9 o'clock. You come past my office, you still see me here. Like, that's what I need, right?
And when you said that human, that was good, because I don't think what I had was human.
No, I don't know.
I really don't. She was not human. We still trying to figure out.
She was a mutant, or she wasn't treating you as if you were human.
Both. I wasn't treated, and I don't think she was human. Because after the coworker left, she told me, "Now you with them. You acting like them." Who is them?
Right.
Meaning my other Black coworker.
Yeah.
You
but
don't do nothing.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Why is it okay? Or why do we feel that it is okay to say stuff like that? Like, why?
And she gets away with it.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Now, if it was the roles are reversed, are you kidding me? Right, be out the door. Like, you
listen, HR.
So I have a question. Do you feel as though, because I'll be very honest, I was borderline traumatized with what I experienced from a corporate perspective in regards to, I had like a lot of self-work and healing to do, because I was pissed, okay? Because I was like, I didn't give, you know what, like, what's that movie where Angela Bassett burned the car? When it was
Waiting to Exhale.
Lord, Waiting to Exhale. I gave my whole 10 years, and then I done gave all these hours and time, and yes, I walked away. I had to walk away. Let me burn the car. Like, you know, like that's how I felt.
My parting gift.
Right. And I felt I had to go through my own mental and emotional healing to understand like that's just what society is. You see what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate. And then at the same time, in feeling like, okay, I've gotten past it, then all of this stuff happened in the past few months that has been happening. But now I feel like it's 10 times more heightened. And I don't know why that is. I don't know, because now we're just fed up and it's like, all right, now enough is enough at this point. Yeah. But it triggered a lot of it triggered everything that I felt back then in regards to the validation of what I was dealing with. Because sometimes you feel like for instance, when you talked about the different experiences where you're doing the comparison, when they're making comments, you know what I mean? It's a lot of he say, she say, because they could be like, I never said anything like that. Well, I didn't mean it like that. And it'll just it'll just be swept under the rug. But then you're still sitting with those feelings of what it makes you feel like when those things happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when everything happened in regards to the exposure of all these lovely people, sarcasm at its finest, and showing who they truly are in regards to racism, in regards to the inequality, in regards to all of that stuff, it just triggered my emotions to say, okay, maybe what I was dealing with was real. Because a lot of times we sit back and we not necessarily validate it, but we invalidate it. We'll sit back and be like, all right, maybe I'm reading it into wrong. Maybe
you overreacting.
All right, maybe they didn't close the door and put 72 locks on it. They did this for So seeing everything that came out or has come out and seeing everyone's reaction to the Black Lives Matter, which it's not saying that no one else matters, Lord. I'm at the point where I'm tired of communicating. I'm tired of talking about it. Like, I'm no longer defending being Black. I'm not like at this point, it's about being human. It's about being a human race at this point. And if you feel like it's okay for anybody to die the way that Ahmaud did, or the way that Breonna did, or even George Floyd. That was unreal to me. And it literally made me feel like flashback, and I wasn't even born yet, to like 1952. Like, is this a time? And 1952 wasn't even that long ago. You know what I'm saying? We're not saying 1862. We're not saying 1800. We're saying, you know what I mean? There are people that had dealt with racism firsthand, like literally in segregation. So it's like it's not that it's been that long ago. So it makes you feel as though, like, it makes you feel kind of like hopeless a little bit, and it makes you feel discouraged, because it's just like, well, what more do we have to do for people to understand that we are valuable, that we add value, that we are powerful, that we deserve. I don't even want to sit at your table anymore. I'm just going to build my own, but I deserve to have that table. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it can really impact you as an individual on a day-to-day basis, and seeing that and dealing with that on a day-to-day basis. You know what I'm saying? And when the George Floyd stuff happened, and when I'm talking about the after effect with the riots and the curfew, I was driving back from Florida, and I didn't want to leave. I'm like, I'm just going to live in Florida. I don't want to go back. I'm just going to live in Florida. Because I'm like, what if we pull over on the side of the highway? What if we get off and go to the wrong gas station? What if we go into a gas station or to a restaurant and it's past the curfew for that town? Like, what's going to happen? They're going to sling us in the back of the truck. Like, I was so uncomfortable. In 2020, for a road trip to go back home, I was like, I'm just going to stay in Florida. Can we just stay for another 2 weeks? Like, forget it. I don't even want to put myself in that predicament. Right. And how sad is that that's what we have to think about. Like, my sister, my brother, my son, and my daughter, in Florida, they went out to go get ice cream at the supermarket, because I was making chicken parmesan. And they took a little bit too long, longer. And I'm like, I started freaking out and panicking. Oh my God, did they get pulled over? Oh my gosh, was like, maybe somebody started writing. Like, and it's the unrest is unreal. You see what I'm saying? And that's why it was so, like, for me with this project, like, I wanted to be very honest. I was like, all right, I'll just do it in January, and like, because then it'll give me time. But then I talked to Martha Davidson. I said this in the other ones. I talked to Martha Davidson on a town hall meeting, and she was talking about her experience in corporate and her experience dealing with segregation, all that. And it made me feel like it's no way that I could wait for this project. Like, I got to do it now. Like, I have to. Like, I don't know, tell anybody this is what we're doing. Here we are. Like, you know what I mean? That's why I'm passionate about it. And it's not because I'm anti anybody else. It's because it's just for, like, I have a platform. Like, it's my platform. What you gonna do about it? But we have a platform, and I have a platform, and I have a responsibility to use it in a way that my daughter, when she gets older and as she's growing up, my son, as he's now 13, about Lord, with a deep voice, sound like Barry White, stressing me out.
I know.
What happened? Like Finding Nemo, and now all of a sudden you Barry White. But it is what it is. But that
I can relate.
It's okay for you to be who you are, and that you can be successful. Like, my daughter, like, I make her. You see, I was quiet in here. You would never know that I had children, especially a puppy and a 5-year-old. But when she comes out that room and I leave my light on and my mic is here, she comes and she's like, hello, beautiful people. My name is Chanel Spencer, who has struggles in their life. Because that's how I start my talk, right? Not that I'm sitting there teaching it to her, it's because it's what she sees, it's what she hears. And I'm creating an example. So it would be my responsibility to have these conversations, because these are the things that they're seeing. These are the things that my son are seeing because of social media. Like, he sends me stuff that I don't even know about. And I'm like, what?
Yeah. Well, you know, the images are important.
Exactly.
Yeah. The negative images that they portray us to be, right, is impactful. Exactly. But so we need, when you talk about your platform, and I'm glad you didn't pause on the project, and because you're on assignment, and I'm glad you listened to your inner and you did it. But it's important to use it. It's important to plant seeds. It's important to portray positive images, especially for these kids right now that really, they see all what's going on, but some of them truly don't understand. They truly don't understand what's going on.
You know, some don't have parents that talk to them.
No, my nieces and nephews, like, they're just like, we can't go play with my friends. My one nephew, he's into football right now. Like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Like, you know, so I believe that we should not wait for the right time to do what is important and what we need to share with this world. So I'm glad you did not wait. And I'm glad that your daughter and your son see you making moves, powerful moves to impact not only your people, but others, right? It's important for them to see those positive images, see you as a role model, right? To see that it's not all bad out here. Yeah, it's bad, but I'm your mama, and I'm going to share with you, and I'm going to show you how you can make it better.
Right.
You know? So yeah, I mean, all of us have platforms, and we need to use it for that.
Absolutely.
Try to make a better world. We can't wait on nobody else. We gotta create, like you said, our own lane. We gotta create our own lane.
Definitely.
Especially for the generations that are coming behind us.
Absolutely. And I feel like, it's everything that has happened in the past few months have been so disheartening, but I feel like it's so necessary, because, you know, a lot of times, you know, in order for us to get out of our comfort zone, in order for us to really, truly step into our right path, we sometimes have to be forced. You know what I mean? And I feel like in everything that has happened, it has now pushed a lot of people, one, to understand, like, it is a problem. That's one. But two, for others to want to be more educated, for others to now want to create their own assets, to understand how they can have generational wealth and how they can build their own. You know what I mean? And I feel like it helped a lot of people to go from being complacent to now, like, all right, what do we got to do to make sure we can take over the world? And I'm not saying take over the world from dictatorship. No, but I'm saying for us to be able to pass down things to the future generation. Like, you know what I mean? And that's why, honestly, why I pushed for my business and to be an entrepreneur. Like, yes, I was making six figures. Yes, all that great stuff. But ultimately, I can't pass that down to my children. That's not setting my children's children up for success. Right. So, and that's what others do. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like we are like 10 steps behind. And when it's time, and then when it's time when the light bulb goes off, we're already now 20 steps behind. You know what I mean? And so I would rather be, someone said earlier, I believe it was LeVar, in being proactive or killer. It was being proactive, being reactive. You know what I mean? Setting up the future children for success. It's monetary, of course, because money makes the world go round, but it's the values. It's also disciplining. I'm not talking about beating your child. I'm talking about teaching them the basic standards for them to function as an adult. Like, yes, the iPad and the material stuff and all that. Let me tell you something. My son, oh my gosh, he would tell you. By the time he was 5, he had an iPad, he had 2 Xboxes, he had a bike, he had all the Jordans, he had all of the stuff in the world. Like, no, like literally, because I was filling a void for him because I'm working 3 jobs, I'm doing all this other stuff, right? But then I sat back and I'm like, when I finally had the mindset shift, I'm like, I'm spending $1,000 on an Xbox and an iPad, what is that going to do for him when he's 18 and now he wants to go to college? He's 18 and now he wants a car. He's 18 and now he want to, like, what is that doing for him? So yes, if you have the financial stability and the finances to purchase these items for your children, 100%. But I would prefer now, he will tell you, I'm like, you don't need that. Like, I'm for real, because, and even with myself, because that's how I added my value to the material things that I had, the accomplishments that I had, because I felt as though in order for me to be valuable in this world, I had to have the accolades, I had to have the car, I had to have the money, I had to have all of that, right? Because it was like, okay, I'm not enough in being a Black woman. So maybe if I'm a Black woman as a general manager, maybe if I'm a Black woman driving a BMW, maybe if I'm a Black woman making 6 figures, that would make a difference. And boy, I learned it didn't make a damn difference. But I'm just saying, that's how I used to perceive value in materialistic things. So I used to do that with my son. Okay, buying him things that would give him some kind of value. And now I shifted it for him to now we have mindset conversations. We have wealth conversations. I'm talking to him about how you can mortgage a house and what it means to mortgage a house. Like, you see what I'm saying? And I try to get the role of technology. Technology is the greatest thing in the world. And if we didn't have technology, we wouldn't even see 90% of the things that are happening in this world, to bring them to the platform, to have that to have these kind of conversations, right? But Lord, it could suck the life out of you. You could like they could like how are we at a barbecue and you all inside? Like if you don't go.
I didn't see a lot of double dutching going on these days.
And I love that conversation that you just had, because before this world that I'm in now, I was before Brandon was even born, well, still in my womb, I had started all that for him, getting everything straight for him, his college, setting up bank accounts and doing all this stuff, because nobody never taught me business. It was just something that was in me. And I think it was more so watching my grandmother. And she was always just on savings, but nobody really got with her on financial advisors doing this. But they did it the old-fashioned way, So I learned that way, and I've always he's my only son. He's 14, and like you said, we're into that technology. So he got more money than I got now, and I started when he was in the womb. And asking for $10 now, I ain't got no money.
But that, what you said is so beautiful, and like just being very listen. I love my kids. Don't get me wrong. My daughter is my baby. My son is like he's my little assistant. I know I get on his nerves, but he is. When I'm like, Jalen, he come do this. But honestly, I didn't understand the concept of having a child. Like, I had my son when I was 20. Like, you see what I'm saying? And like, hindsight, I would not have had a child at that age. But back then, I didn't understand. Like, I don't know. I'm in a relationship, whatever. Like, you see what I'm saying? But there are people that literally, like what you said, like they start 401ks and trust funds and 529s, and they ain't even got no kids. Like, it was like, when I plan on having a kid, I'm gonna do it now. Where like I feel like it's like, okay, it's reactionary. And it's because it's from a lack of knowledge. It's not, and it's, a lot of times it's not our fault, because like if we don't know what are we going to do?
Like, we don't have access to the information to know to do it.
And I had him late. I had him at 32 because I was working overseas with KBR. I didn't plan on having any kids. I was over there doing my thing. So, and now, like you said, he have all the stuff for his technology because he want to build games. He want to teach people how to play. He have the entrepreneurial mind, but sometimes with him, he gets a little lazy. I was like, boy, don't you see mama busting her tail, doing what she got to do? I'm a single parent. We got to do this together. So he'd be like, I want some food. I say, okay, give me your money. I ain't got no money. I said, how you want that food? I
really love that you've already built wealth for him in some capacity, right? And it's not I didn't know at that age. You see what I'm saying? So I was unprepared. I did what I did the best way that I knew how. That's why I was working. I busted my ASS to get to the top level that I put. You know what I mean? Right. And so what I'm saying is we have to understand that we are our children's like success. But at the same time, because there are some people that are now old as hell, and they literally hold on to what they've experienced and use that as as a crutch, essentially. To say, well, this happened to me when I was 5, and this is why I am the way that I am at 65. It's like, what, bro?
Yeah,
like,
that was so long ago.
Right. But if you don't do the proper healing, then yes, it'll follow you along the journey. But ultimately, we have ownership of our own lives. So what my parents did, I had to take the necessary steps to make sure that I learned so that I could go back and tell them. That's one. See what they know. But at the same time, I can teach my children and pay it forward and now set my children up for success. Well, we're not at this point, but from before till now. You know what I mean? So we have parents that we play and aunts and as a family, we play a really crucial role on who our children are going to be when they grow up. So we have to make sure that we have these kind of conversations with them. It's unfortunate that we have to have these kind of conversations with them. Yes. Also setting them up for success because we already have a system that is literally created for us to fail. So we counteract that, but at the same time, make sure that we are making sure that they're going to be good because that's all they have ultimately. Like literally, I could sit here and be like, "Well, my daddy didn't teach me how to save money at the beginning of." But at the end of the day, your parents know and teach you what they know.
What they know, they done the best that they could. Yeah, I could sit all day and could have complained that I didn't learn how to handle money. But guess what? I'm taking that. I'm redoing it. And now I have the platform that I have. I teach women how to manage their money. And one of the biggest things for me is getting rid of debt. Right. Because that should not be a part of you. Shouldn't be the part of your legacy. Teaching people how to save, teaching people how to budget. And as women, we have a greater percentage of debt than men for various reasons, you know.
Shopping, retail therapy, just saying.
I mean, lifestyle inflation, you know, or for a lot of us, if we took out student loans, you know, we may have paused at some point in our careers to start a family, you know. Not everyone wants, you know, not every female is career driven, you know, that some of them want to take that, you know, and go home and be a mother, you know, that's what they want to do. So the wage gap plays into that. But, you know, just teaching about how important that is and also having that mindset shift to know that you can do it. So I could have complained and said, oh, my mom didn't teach me how to manage money. Listen, you're a grown woman now. You know, you need to take accountability for where you are right now and look at your situation and let's make a plan, right? And so I'm all about that. I don't even to the point now where when my nieces or nephews, and I have a ton of them, when they have birthdays, ladies, I'm not going out buying you no iPhone. I'm not going out buying you no laptop. Here is some money. I need you to tell your parents, if you don't already have, to put it in your savings accounts.
Yes. Yeah, like literally, don't buy my kids.
Put it in your savings account.
Or I'll give you that 529 and you can deposit it directly. Like don't.
Let's talk about that, right?
Because when he make honor roll, they give him money. He puts it in his wallet. Don't ask him for it because you ain't getting it back. You ain't getting nothing from it. And then I've told him, I said, he'll come to me about money for a game. I said, what's the rule of thumb? Have all the bills been paid? Then if I got something left over, okay, we'll get you that game. But the bills got to be paid because we need a house. We need this house. We need light. We need water. Everything. Mom got to pay everything first. Then I'll treat you to that game. So now he's like, Mom, all the bills paid? I'm like,
see?
But that teaches financial responsibility. So that is a beautiful thing. And I feel like the biggest piece of challenge that we have is the financial piece. Because because of social media and all of the glamorous things that everybody has, you feel like you have to have it. right?
Yeah.
And if you don't, you feel like you're not successful.
Mhm.
But ultimately, what success is having everything in order, is having money sitting in the bank, it's having those conversations with your children and teaching them the financial ability and how it all works and why it works and all the other stuff, because that is what will truly make them successful. And teaching them, okay, yes, you can get that sure, I'll get you an iPad if you can afford it, right? But it has to be a value piece attached to it. Okay, you can get this because you made honor roll, not because I'm just buying it for you to buy it for you. No, you have to instill values in them, because then they're gonna grow up and think the world owes them everything.
Yeah, you don't want them to have a sense of entitlement. That's not Yeah, straight and narrow.
It's this book is, oh man, this is why it was so important to have the conversation, because it's not just about, it's yes, the war against racism, right? But at the same time, it's us as a people to set ourselves up for success, to set our children up for success, and having those conversations beside the material things. Yes, it's all great. Like, let me tell you something. I could be down, honey. Okay, down, honey. Yes, don't get me wrong. The Nicki Minaj's and the Beyonce's and the Rihanna's of the world. That's what I'm trying to do. That's no longer.
Because I want to be, like I said, I want to be I like to be transparent, because some days, he asks for things, but then when I tell you to do something, it ain't done. I'm like, okay, I actually go pick up the sticks in the backyard because we need to mow the grass. Sticks still down there. So that means, okay, what you asked me for, you're not getting until the sticks come up. So the sticks can stay down there for 2 weeks. But
what? That's exactly, that's perfect, because it's super important for us to because it teaches them values when they go into the corporate world and they want to work. You see what I'm saying? It teaches them work ethic. Like my son, I need an assistant, so I trained him. Like, he is so smart. So I trained him on Google Drive and how to do this and how to download all them folders that you guys got and the post in the Facebook and all that. That was my son, because I'm teaching him. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's like you have to prepare them. Like you have to prepare the next generation. Even today, we had to prepare ourselves for the success that we want. You see, ultimately. And we have to shift our mindset, and we can do the woe is me, and we could be the victims and all the other good stuff. And don't get me wrong, like, it's like what is happening is 150% real. It is. But at the same time, we got to take ownership to say, okay, this is what it is. What am I going to do so that I have what I need, so that my family is good, that everybody around me is good? Because once I get to where I'm getting, I'm pulling everybody with me. As long as you want to go, because you cannot.
Some people you can lead the horse to the water, but you can't.
Exactly.
You know the rest of that.
Exactly. So it's super important for us to take charge on being who we want to be, learn what we need to learn. You know what I mean? Expose ourselves. Not everything is going to be handed to us, and that's kind of the beauty of it as well, because it makes us 10 times more driven, ultimately, right, to get what we want. But sometimes it's nice just to have something handed to you. Just say it.
It is. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
But I appreciate you guys for being on this platform and sharing your story.
Thank you, Chanel.
Thank you. I love you guys. You already know that. And for being here with us and for this conversation. I feel like we touched on so many different important areas, just beyond the race part, because that's the forefront of it all, right? But we also have a responsibility to ourselves and also to others to say, okay, like, what can we do to be better, to grow, to learn, and what minor steps and what minor actions can we do? Small steps. When you said you didn't pick up the 6, you ain't getting like, you know what I mean? Like, setting discipline, values, and sharing knowledge so that we can make better decisions and be better. Like, I love your listen. I think I need to join your financial management stuff. Like, because that's
come on in. Come on in.
That's such a, like, when you have your finances in order, and then you have the money flowing on top of it, it just makes
one less stressor.
Exactly. You have the mindset.
I mean,
and it's not that you got to have it all figured out at the beginning. Listen, it's a roadmap, right? It's a blueprint that you'll have, you know.
I'm a multi-millionaire, you know what I'm saying? You know, listen, I'm being a super yacht with Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, and Beyonce. Every time I go live, I don't care.
I know that's right.
Listen, like-minded people, right? Like I like to be surrounded by greatness, as you see in these past few sessions, right?
That's right.
But we got to speak what we want into existence, you know. But it's super important, the financial piece, because you can have it all and lose it in 2.5 seconds if you don't understand how to keep it coming in. Right. So learning the value of money, how to manage money, stocks, assets, all of that. Like I love to see all of these Instagram financial people like Black Wall Street rapper. We have on stage, but we have a stock group on Facebook, and we talk about all the different stocks that you can buy. Like that's so beautiful to me. Like, oh my God. So keep that going. And everybody keep pushing forward and achieving your goals and getting to where you want to be in life. Because it might be hard, it might be a challenge, there might be barriers that you have to overcome and mountains you got to climb. But when you get to that top, child, you just
you get to the top, yes. Yeah, you're planting seed on good soil, right? And you're seeing, and when you start to see the fruits that you're bearing. That's an amazing thing to see.
Really? What? It's an amazing thing. Celebrate yourself. I say it all the time. Make sure you celebrate yourself. When you buy that first stock, when you have that first sale, when you write that first paragraph for your book, celebrate yourself. Understand that it's the small wins that get you to the big wins. And then all of a sudden you blink, you at the big win, and you like, how did we get here so fast? And it might have been 5 years later, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's all right. That's okay.
You do it. Celebrate. If nobody else celebrates you, celebrate yourself, okay? Because listen, if you're not your biggest cheerleader, I don't know what to tell you. I got pom-poms in the back of my head, like right now. They on my shoulder, like, yeah, we doing this. Tell the people how they can connect with you.
Oh, me?
Danielle, tell the people how they can connect with you.
Facebook, I'm on Diabetes Made Better. And I have a website, www.daniellebatiste.com. And one more, IG, because I never really use it, but it's I finally started using it. 77. Yes, Danielle Batiste at 77.
I know all these people tags. I just tired of it. Oh Lord, I know it's hard to buy something. I wish what they would do was create like a group, like a tag group. So it's like, all right, this is this anthology, this is that project.
Yes.
All right, I got this. All right. Exactly. So Yvonne, tell people how they can connect with you.
Yes, beautiful people.
Right now, everything I start doing. All my anthology, all my books, all my articles. I was like, this is too much.
I love it. Go ahead, Yvonne.
So you can connect with me on Instagram at Yvonne Brown Exhales. I'm also on Facebook at Yvonne Brown Online. And for the beautiful queens out there, you know, you're all about being empowered and self-love, money matters, and purpose. Feel free to reach out and connect with me in my group, Affirm and Pursue.
Yes, I love it. 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 So thank you again to you, beautiful women, strong, beautiful women. And I love everything that you're doing. Keep going, keep pushing. You know, this is only the beginning. I said this at the end of all of that. This is not the last time you're going to see all of us. I'm just letting you know that. I'm super excited for all of you guys. And I'm super excited for where this project goes. And it's just another win under our belt. I'm just saying.
Yes, it's amazing.
Yes, and I don't know if you can see my face. I am exhausted.
Yes, you
Urban
are.
CEO done wore me out. Okay, in a good way.
It didn't work.
Weekend, yeah. I had a great weekend in Houston. I literally I dipped in Houston and dipped back. Like it's like and I was back home. But it was such an amazing trip. But I have not slept properly since Thursday night, like no exaggeration. So you know, it's just a little time. I don't care, but it's all right. I still look cute though.
Yes, you do. You're so beautiful.
But yes, I'm super excited. And I thank you guys again for being so transparent and for sharing your stories and being on this platform with us. And to all my other lovely co-authors, you guys have done an amazing job today. Like, I'm so proud of y'all. Probably go and have like a little drink to celebrate for y'all, because we can't do the real party yet, so I'll do a virtual party by myself. No, not a virtual party. I'll do a party by myself. But I'm super excited. And again, I thank you guys for being here with us. And for anybody that's listening today or still with us, we'll be back at, what time is it? 6. We'll be back at 8:00 for our last live session. So make sure you tune in for that. I appreciate all of you for tuning in, and for those who have been engaged, just to see what they said before we go. Denny said, "I love you, ladies. Gotta run. Go be great." Thank you, Denny.
Thank you, Denny.
And Frazier said, "With the caliber of people you have had on all day, work on a plan with development. You are good." Listen, Frazier. Listen. Okay. I love Frazier. You guys working on some things.
Frazier is funny.
Amazing content. Thank you, Frazier. Thank you for being here with us all day. We appreciate you. We appreciate your engagement. Keep it coming. And for everybody else that has watched on the replays, that watched while it was live, I thank you guys. I appreciate it. I'm stalking my views. Just say it. So I appreciate everybody that has been here with us today. And is there anything else that you ladies want to say before we go?
I just want to say, and I'm probably speaking for Yvonne as well. Thank you for having us on this audio anthology. It has been great. And as Yvonne said earlier, that she's an introvert. I'm an introvert as well. And you pulled us out of our shell. But this has been a great interview. I loved it. I love speaking to both of you ladies, and I'm just so overwhelmed. I'm happy. I'm happy. And this has been great. And now you have just, oh girl, you are amazing. And I love you. Yvonne, I'm gonna get with you on the finances, because I want to be
yes, come on over. Affirm and pursue. Yes.
I probably I am, but once again, it has been amazing. I love both of the anthologies I've been on with you, Chanel, and you have just great, and I love you.
Oh, thank you. They both said, "Listen, we were right here, like we're introvert." Okay, well today you're not going to be because I like honestly, like I feel like in every session somebody's like, "Nah, you pulled it out of me," like because I want people to have success. I want people to have wins. I want people to have something to celebrate. You know what I mean? Yes. And if I can provide that to you guys and anybody else that I feel is phenomenal, because I only do it for phenomenal people. I don't do the horse thing. I'm not dragging you to the water. That's just not gonna happen. Like, I don't got issues with that. I only want to be around winners and do that. So if I can help to elevate you and get you to where you want to be and to help you to achieve a dream, to achieve a goal, listen, I am all for it. So it just makes me feel so good. Not in like a conceited way, but in like a grateful and fulfilled way, honestly, because that's how I've always been in wanting to help people, give opportunities, and to bring people to the next level. Because I just know what it feels like to just feel hopeless and not know where left or right or what direction. Like I just know what it feels like. So if I can be a light to someone else and to make someone else be excited about whatever it is that they're achieving and help them along all day I'll do that. But let me see what Ramsey's back. What he said? Colin is your next trip. Yeah. Oh, so listen, Frazier is the plug. He is the plug. Y'all gonna see sooner rather than later. But Frazier is a plug. So he told me about Authors Festival. Now that y'all all authors, just saying, we can make it a trip. They have in I want to make sure I say it right, in Edinburgh, in Scotland. So I'm trying to go. So maybe I'll make a ME authors trip to Scotland. We'll see.
Let's do it.
That's so amazing. So yeah, our next trip is Scotland. Okay. But yeah. So for anyone that's been tuning in, if you don't know by now, thank you ladies. Don't go yet. We are here for a virtual soft launch of our anthology project, Our Truth Is Not a Lie. If you want to find out more information, you can go to ourtruthbook.com, and we'll go from there. Stay tuned. We have another session coming at 8 p.m. That'll be the last for today. I promise it's the last one. I promise it is. But it's the last, but not the least. And I'm super excited about that. So we'll be back at 8 p.m. And again, my name is Chanel Spencer. I'm the CEO of Maximum Evolution. If you want to connect with me, I'm on Instagram and Facebook at Chanel Spencer Now. And also my website is www.readytotransformnow. I put nows behind everything because we need to do now action, not later action. So I appreciate everyone that's tuned in, that's been in here with us for the whole time. And if you're catching the replay, thank you again for tuning in. And just put hashtag replay in little comments. And thank you for all that have been engaged with us. I appreciate all of you. Have a wonderful evening. I'll be back at 8. Bye now. Wawa coffee for the... We don't have a Wawa in New York. Do we? No, we have a Wawa in Jersey, I think, but we don't have a Wawa. So when I go to Florida, then I get Wawa, or to the South, I get Wawa. But I haven't had coffee all day, honestly. I don't even know what it is that's keeping me pushing. Because Lord, I am tired. Look at my eyes. I am tired. But I'm still here. You know, the show don't stop. We keep it going. But thank you again, Fraser, for tuning in. And I will see everybody at 8 o'clock. Bye, beautiful people.